In this video, we're going to discuss the break object behavior. So to be clear, this is not break open and this is not destructible, which is a new behavior that Lee demonstrated in his last broadcast. As of the recording of this video, his March broadcast. This is something different. This is break object. So just want to make sure that's clear. If you're looking for one of the other ones, I think I have covered break open. Destructible I'll cover in a future video. But for right now, we're talking about break object. And there is a distinction with this one as opposed to the other two. So let's just get into it. So we're in a little like tomb maybe, and I can see that there's some treasure on the other side of this window here, but there's no obvious way to get inside. I'm just kind of looking around. I don't see a door or anything like that. So I'm just going to explore around, and we see that there's this wall that kind of looks like it could be broken through. So luckily I brought my hammer with me, and I'm just going to smash that. Nice. All right, so we've broken through and we found this little tunnel. This is hidden passage here, this abandoned passage, and we can continue to break through walls until we get to our treasure. Boom, bam. So let me show you how that is all set up, and I'll show you some of the key differences between the behaviors that I mentioned early on. So this is break object. It's pretty simple. It can be used on anything, and to demonstrate that, I chose a wall segment here that doesn't have any animations. I'm really just kind of slotting it in there. It's not the best model because it has that Z fighting you see there, that little flicker, but it is what it is. The best I could come up with for the time. So this can play an animation if the model that you're applying it to has an animation. So if you go back to breakable object behavior, which I'll link right here, I'm using a crate, and that crate has a animation in the crate itself, comes with it. So I could just use that animation when it's broken open. In this case, this object doesn't have any animations, nor does it have any separate meshes, which is the distinction for the destructible object that Lee demonstrated, which is coming. That's in development still, but that would require the object itself to have multiple meshes that it could show once the object is broken. It would show those individual pieces, and that's kind of what it's relying on. So it's not an animation per se. It's just, hide this mesh and show these meshes instead. This is basically for all other purposes. When you don't have an animation, you don't have individual meshes, you still want to break open the object, you can use this one instead. So as you can see, it's not reliant on a animation, but you could use one. If I had an animation, there'd be a drop down here, and I would be able to choose which animation to use. But otherwise, it's pretty simple. We have a fade delay, which is how long is it going to take for the object to fade away once it's been broken. We have a tick box here for the can explode. So that's similar to like a barrel, like if you have an explodable barrel. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. Let's see if we can find one really quick, like something like this. And I shot that, then it would go and blow up, or hit it with a hammer, I'd probably get damaged. And that damage is important, because if you check this box and it explodes, explodable objects damage the player. So that may not be what you want in this scenario. And then of course you have the sound slot, which is that crumbling sound that you heard when the wall was broken through. Now for the added effects, what I chose to do, just to make things a little nicer looking for you, was I added a timed event here. And that's logic linked to the wall. So when the wall broke open, then it triggered the timed event. The timed event then activated these rocks that were just kind of suspended here, but not active at the start of the level. So they activated, which caused them to fall. And then I've got this dust particle, which if you have the particle effect, you can find this. In fact, let me just show you real quick in case you've never used this before. Let's suppose we have this particle here. We can add a new particle. And these are all the particles you have saved to max. Or you can create a new particle, and that opens the particle editor. I should probably do a whole video just on the particle editor, but honestly, there's a lot to it. I just want to show you that there's actually a lot of extra particles that just kind of come with this particle editor. So if you have access to this, you can go through and maybe explore some of these. And that's where I found the dust particle. So just in case you were curious about that. So dust particle, I blew them up a little bit. They were smaller. I made them much bigger so I could fill more space with them. And I just kind of decorated a little bit to make it look a little nicer. But that's it. That's the break open object. So good for like, situations like this where the model itself isn't really meant to be a breakable object, but you kind of need it to be anyways. But that's it. That's the break object behavior. Hopefully that was clear enough. If you enjoyed the video or if you learned anything new, please be sure to click the like button. That helps me out. If you are new here or if you just haven't subscribed yet, we'd love to have you stick around. We're growing all the time, and we'd love to have you be a part of that. And lastly, if you'd like a notification for whenever new videos are posted, just click the bell icon. That's your friend. That's going to let you know when a new video is ready for viewing. But thanks so much for watching all the way through, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, don't forget there's a written guide for every behavior, including ones I haven't yet covered on this channel. And if you want to learn some more, why don't you check out this video next.